I was sharing how glad I was that Gabby had won her bid for re-election when the gunshots rang out.
And at that second, we heard this sound of
bang, 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 a whole series of pops.
My first instinct was that it was a joke, that it was a firecracker.
I've never been in close proximity that I remember of a gun being fired, but I knew it was a gun.
Just advising Safeway, Ina, and Oracle County is going to be working a shooting. We've got multiple calls. They have not called us for assistance. I'm assuming they're quite 10-6 at this point. We've been informed Gabrielle Giffords is involved.
I went to the grocery store, to Safeway, on January 8th, 2011, to see my Congresswoman, Gabby Giffords.
I was on the staff of Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, and we headed to the Safeway to meet the interns and some of the staff to set up. We had done Congress on Your Corners over 20 times.
My daughter, Emma, had worked as a congressional page that summer, but had never gotten a picture of she and Gabby. Now, they share the same birthday. They're very passionate about serving our country, and we wanted to get a picture of the two of them together.
We heard this sound of pop, pop, pop. And it took a fraction of a second for me to realize that I had been shot.
My best chance was to just lay down on the sidewalk and hope that the perpetrator didn't notice me.
I picked my then 17-year-old daughter up, threw her against the concrete wall, and covered her with my body. I caught a ricochet in my left arm. And he tried to shoot her through me, and he shot my arm but missed her. And he looked me in the eye, dropped his gun from the back of my head to my back, and shot me a third time.
The bullet went through my right wrist, and then it went straight into my chest. It didn't hit my heart, my lungs, my liver. Even the doctors said it was quite a miraculous trip for that little bullet.
Two good guys without guns, Roger Salzgeber and Belle Badger, tackled him nearly on top of me. They started shouting, "Get the gun, get the magazine." He must have been about 6 feet tall. I could not have reached the gun, but with his left hand he was taking another magazine out of his pocket, and I was able to take that away from him.
Thank you for inviting me here today. This is an important conversation for our children, for our communities, for Democrats and Republicans. Speaking is difficult, but I need to say something important. Violence is a big problem. Too many children are dying. Too many children. We must do something.
So in the aftermath of the shooting, a lot of us looked for ways to help. We had just been through something absolutely horrible, and we didn't want any other family to have to walk that same path. There is a club of gun violence survivors that I didn't know about, and that now that I know that we all are here, I never want anyone else to join.
Once I got through the really mucky, hard part of grieving, PTSD, the physical wounds healing, a really sense of grace settled. I've used my activism as both a way of healing and also a deep desire to not have other people go through the experience that I have.
I saw people on the sidewalk go from pink to blue to gray, eyes open, mouth open, hands curled up. I don't want that to happen to anybody else, and I don't want anybody else to have to witness that.
We lose around 30 to 35,000 people each year to gun violence.
100 people killed and as many as 300 people injured day in and day out. This is an epidemic worthy of public health intervention.
You don't hear about those individual men and women, children. We have had shootings here that I didn't know about that's happened since because they don't get the press that the mass shootings do.
They all suffer that same horrible grief and loss. And if there is somebody suffering, shouldn't we try to do something to change it?
I am asking people to be brave, to be bold, to stop this epidemic of gun violence. Don't wait until you or your family are the survivors. I was a mom at a grocery store at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I still have people say, oh, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Where should a mom be? I was not at the wrong place at the wrong time. The gunman was.